I'm so excited that you're here tonight for the Pushing Boundaries, Pushing Forward fundraising event. My name is Barry Long. I have been around Pushing Boundaries since its inception. I've been a board member for many years, was the president of the board for a while. And I just very much appreciate you being here this evening to share this fundraising event with us. A little bit about, Pushing Boundaries this last year, has been a year and a half, has just been so random with COVID and trying to stay, afloat and move everything forward, that, your help is just imperative for us moving this in the right direction. So thanks again for being here tonight. First, I'd like to thank our sponsors, because we've got some amazing sponsors. Columbia Bank is one of our main sponsors. Dirtfish is another one of our main sponsors. The two of you, thank you so much for everything that you do for Pushing Boundaries. We couldn't do this without you. Also, the Northwest Access Fund and the Brain Injury Alliance. Those are two partner organizations that we love having involved in what we do as well. It's been an interesting time for us because of COVID, and those of you who might not know exactly what it is that we do, I'm actually going to read a little bit. Now, I do want you to know that this is live. So I want to disclaimer the fact that this is live and we're going live with this. If I mispronounce anybody's names, I would like to apologize right now, because that happens when you're live. And you never know what's going to happen behind the scene, because there's all sorts of people here that I'll thank later for what they're doing. So a little bit about Pushing Boundaries. We are the only exercise therapy clinic organization in the Pacific Northwest. I think the nearest to what we do here is in Sacramento. And we let me do here. The main thing that we do is increase function and maximize independence for people navigating paralysis. Primarily, we offer intensive exercise therapy programs that are custom designed for every single person. I know this for a fact because I was actually a client here a long time ago. So again, I want to thank you all for being here tonight. We actually have some door prizes that we're going to be giving away throughout the evening. We've got the first two door prizes are $100 gift cards, one for DoorDash and one for Tuta Bella. The second round are going to be two sets of 2 Mariners tickets. And then the last round are going to be cases of wine, one from Mary Hill and one from Mark Ryan. And our goal this evening is $26,000. That's the number that we're shooting for. I appreciate your help in getting there. I also appreciate all of your help in keeping us going to this point, because without the donations that you've given over the last year and a half, we wouldn't be here. So with that, we're going to wander over through Pushing Boundaries a little bit, and I'm going to chit chat with our executive director, Terry. And if I'm not wrong, I think she's on the local mat. So here, come with us and we'll interview Terry here in a second. All right, welcome to Live TV. We are here with Terry. Terry Mayo is our executive director, and she is sitting on the local mat right now. And Terry will tell you about what the local mat is here in just a minute. But before then, how long has it been? We're doing an online fundraiser right now because we can't get in person. Now, granted, we're both vaccinated and everything else, so we're not wearing masks. But Terry, tell us a little bit about how long has it been since we've actually done a fundraiser?
We were just talking about this. I'm going to ask Shelby to maybe shut that off. So we can chat. Oh, speed it up. Yeah, that's live TV. Okay, wise guy. So we were just doing the math. It's been over 2 years since our last in-person fundraiser. So the lunch in 2019 was the last time we got to gather in person and get together and celebrate Pushing Boundaries and raise some money. Now, that said, obviously the support of our community has been significant. And as you mentioned just a few minutes ago, without that continued support, we would not have our doors open today. So huge, heartfelt thanks. But I will tell you, not having an in-person event has had an impact, unquestionably.
Right. Well, and that's why we want to do this tonight and just bring everybody back into the walls, because we're here at Pushing Boundaries with some amazing equipment around us. Yep. Tell us a little bit about what you're actually laying on right now. And Shelby's gone now. I was going to have her turn it back on, but
oh yeah, no. All right, that's enough of that. So the Galileo is a small, but I think rather magical piece of equipment. its superpowers. It uses vibration technology to decrease muscle spasm, decrease muscle tone. It increases blood flow, and because that's not enough, it also increases muscle strength and endurance.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And it's just one of so many pieces of equipment. I don't know, Kevin, you can turn the camera around and see if you want. If not, we've got equipment all over the facility that is just fantastic. And one of the things that's so important for us, hey, look, there we are. With the Seahawk flag too. I like that.
Yeah.
One of the things that's so important is, the fundraising aspect of getting all this equipment and keeping all this equipment as well. So, we were talking about this $26,000 that we're going
That's
for
right.
tonight.
I mean, we'll take 27.
That's cool. And we're gonna move forward, and show you some other equipment here in just a minute. But one of the things I didn't mention earlier is that we're giving away these door prizes, and the only thing you have to do to qualify is make a donation. So there'll be donations. You can do it anytime during the broadcast, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So now would be a good time. And then, you can donate more than once too, if you'd like. You can donate now, and then, we'll give away the first award, and then you can donate a second time, and we'll give away the second door prize. So anything else you want to bring up about the equipment, about what we do, about who we are?
I will say it's been a joy to be part of this organization for coming up on just shy of 2 years. Both my associate director, Michael, who is behind the scenes right now, the mastermind of this production tonight, joined only about 5 months before COVID hit. So what we have known of PB has been a lot of COVID. And
Right.
So we're excited to start to transition, hopefully, back into more normal times and sort of make the leap into with some community support into seeing how we can help more and more and more clients. That's our goal. There's a lot of people we can support and assist, and we want to get the word out about our organization. So anyone who knows people in their lives who has conditions, and I know we'll talk about this on and off throughout the evening, but who has a spinal cord injury or a traumatic brain injury or a stroke, has gone through a stroke, MS, Parkinson's, so many people we can support, and I want to help them all. So that's our goal, and your support and participation tonight is part of the way we will get there. So thank you guys, and that's all I have to say.
Well, it's pretty
and
awesome. Yeah, no, it's awesome. And we have a whiteboard out in the front, and I love coming in here because every time I see the whiteboard, you see the goals and the accomplishments that people have had. And my favorite was actually, I brushed my teeth for the first time by myself.
My favorite is I drank a beer and crushed the can. That's for real. That's for real.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, every year, for those of you that have been around Pushing Boundaries for a while, we normally have an annual event, and it's a luncheon. And every year we highlight a couple or three of our clients and what their lives have been and how Pushing Boundaries has helped them go through, what their recovery. And this year, because of COVID and because of everything else, it's not just about one or two individuals, it's about the whole community of Pushing Boundaries. And so this year's video is going to be just a highlight of the community. So I'm going to flip it over to MLT.
Before you do that, though, I just want to give a shout out.
Okay.
Because this video was done in-house by our own one and only Kevin.
Oh, yes. So Kevin Carpenter, we're going to pull him in front of the camera here in a minute. No, come on. No, he won't do it. No, so I'm going to do a selfie shot of him. But anyhow, so yeah, thanks, Kev. He's behind the camera. Yep. So we're going to pass this over to MLT, and he's going to play the video for the year that was.
So we're hoping that pretty soon we're going to let clients back into Pushing Boundaries and be able to continue with the great exercise therapy we do here.
So, please don't hesitate to reach out if there's anything we can do. We can't wait to open up again, and we love your support.
We are getting there. We're not quite open yet, but when we do, things will be a bit different, and we want you all to know what's going on. Once folks arrive, they'll be checking in and answering a few health questions and have their temperature taken. The number of clients who will be allowed in at any given time is going to be at 50% capacity, at least initially. Therapists will be changing outfits between every client to help minimize any So we're hoping that pretty soon we're going to let clients back into pushing boundaries and be able to continue with the great exercise therapy we do here.
So, please don't hesitate to reach out if there's anything we can do. We can't wait to open up again, and we love your support.
We are getting there. We're not quite open yet, but when we do, things will be a bit different, and we want you all to know what's going on. Once folks arrive, they'll be checking in and answering a few health questions and have their temperature taken. The number of clients who will be allowed in at any given time is going to be at 50% capacity, at least initially. Therapists will be changing outfits between every client to help minimize any chance of the spread of COVID.
Getting it all. Yeah, I think so.
Stand behind you for sure.
This year, Give Big is officially today and tomorrow, and it's a chance to help us once we reopen to get back to doing what we do, and I hope you'll consider helping us out.
Because we are really proud of the community that we've built.
We're not just an exercise therapy clinic. We are a place of love and support and hope. It's not just about exercise. This is about lifestyle. And those of you that know me know that lifestyle is very important to me. Being in a wheelchair myself, I understand the importance of being active and staying healthy, and that's what we do. So every little bit helps.
There's this social buzz of activity that's always going on, a sense of camaraderie amongst the clients and staff. There's some laughter over there and a conversation over here, and maybe some tears in the corner because someone did something for the first time. It makes it so easy to support what we do.
So if you've already given, thank you. If you're going to give today, thank you. If you can't give right now, but you might give in the future, thank you. The donate button will still be there.
Happy Sweet 16 of Pushing Boundaries. Thank you for all you and your therapist do. I would not be here without you. Incredibly good at your jobs, incredibly good facility. Highly recommend it. Happy birthday, Pushing Boundaries.
Happy birthday, Pushing Boundaries.
Happy birthday, Pushing Boundaries.
www.pushing-boundaries.org. Stay safe, and we'll see you soon.
Hey everybody, we're back. That was an awesome video. Thank you, Kevin and MLT, for setting that up. We're here now in front of the local mat, one of our fantastic pieces of equipment, and one of our board members, Steve Anglis, is up here on the local mat. So you can just watch him for a second while I announce a couple of quick things. First, we're going to announce our first two winners of our door prizes. For the $100 door dash, Susan A has won that. For the $100 two to Bella, it's Timothy P. And somebody hold up a number for me, because I think, and actually everybody can look right down here and see the number, but it is, shout it out, let's go. 14,365. That is awesome. We're not there yet, but I'll take the hoop, Leanne, I know, behind the stage. The next thing I'm going to do now is ask Steve some questions. So Steve, tell me about it. You've been on the local mat twice now, because we did this the other day. Give me the rundown.
It's an amazing piece of machinery. I mean, to say that it's just a treadmill is not doing it justice. It's really powerful, and yet at the same time, it feels like it can adjust my legs to even the smallest of movements and be really gentle at the same time. So yeah, it's very cool.
That's very cool. And we're the only one with the local mat. I'm looking behind the camera now to see. We've got it. We've got the equipment here, which is just fantastic. One of the things that we as an organization do is we want to offer as much as we can to all of our clients. So anybody who has any kind of a need within the spinal cord injury or the stroke, world can come in here and get the therapy that they need. So let's talk a little bit about the actual, the cost of doing business here. Steve, you want to pop up a little bit of that?
Yeah, one of the many great things about the equipment we have, and this is definitely one of the things that's unique about Pushing Boundaries, but you have therapists and you have our clients that have a stake in what's going on. I mean, they contribute personally. When it comes to the cost, it's pretty similar. We have a certain cost for the equipment. So, for example, a client may pay $100 for an hour of time, but it would cost Pushing Boundaries about $150. So, the client is definitely actively involved, not just in the therapy, but also in the cost. Well, we also want to help subsidize the cost, and that's what a lot of the donations from tonight will help, is to subsidize, let's say, an hour at $100. Pushing Boundaries will absorb 50% of the cost for the client. So it's not easy or cheap to keep really state-of-the-art equipment like this helping our clients out.
Right, and one of the tough things for us was that we had to take 5 months and shut our doors because of COVID. And thank you for helping us keep those doors open. And now we're at that point where we're starting to move forward, and we want as much help as we possibly can. So thank you again for donating tonight and for being here to share with us. I'm going to do a little bit of a client breakdown. We've got some numbers that I'd like to share with you. We in 2019 to 2020, we had 7,700 hours of therapy that we provided. And you do the math, that's fantastic how many people we actually got in the doors and were able to help. In 2019, we had 5,500 hours. And in 2020, we had 2,200 hours of provided therapy. So we just really had to stop what we were doing because of COVID. And now we're starting to get back up on track and move it forward again. So again, I can't thank you enough for everything that you're doing to help us move forward. And one of the goals, like Terry said, is to help as many people as we possibly can. So any other words of wisdom since you've been up there for a while? Think about it from a client's perspective.
From a client's perspective, well, I mean, the first time I visited Pushing Boundaries, this was one of the first things that drew my eye was a client that was in the Locomat, and it was amazing to watch. But now being in it, I would say be nice to your exercise therapist because they control the speed. In fact, I'm a little nervous having you this close to the keyboard after seeing what happened in Galileo. But no, really, don't need to go to the restroom at this point, so I think we're safe there. But yeah, it's for such an amazing machine that can help with the client's gait and just the amount of care that goes into putting me into this. I have to give a shout out to one of our amazing therapists, Shelby. Just to put me into this, it's a whole routine, and there's so much care that's taken for every point that contacts a client's body to make sure that they're comfortable, that it's safe, that there's monitoring of other systems that are going on. I mean, it truly takes a team to keep a client progressing forward in a machine like this. So it's, again, very, very cool to be a part of.
Yeah, and one of the cool things that I've been able to come in the doors so many times to watch, every single client has an individualized program, and all of our therapists, they get to know who you are as a client and really break down the therapy session to what it is that you need. And, we were talking earlier, Terry and I, about some of the wins, and some of the amazing things that we don't even get to see are just the mental support that this organization gives people that are coming in the doors, not knowing what's next in their lives. I know it's one of the reasons why this organization was founded, because it's not just about the physical, it's about the mental. And that's a huge thing. And just seeing you up here is awesome, because normally I come in and I harass our clients a little bit and make fun of them when they're in there. But it's nice to see Steve up there, because it's somebody who he has full function, and to watch him, navigating the equipment is pretty awesome. Any last thoughts? If not,
no, just my thanks to everyone that's being so generous and helping us keep the training going. Again, there's so much work that gets done and so many good results that we just want to be able to continue it as long as we can.
Cool. And just a quick breakdown of the types of people that come to Pushing Boundaries. We've got, I think it's about 50% are spinal cord injury, 20-ish% are stroke, 12, I think, percent, and you can help me with math, Terry, is traumatic brain injuries, MS, Parkinson's, and there's some other things as well. So, there's the whole spectrum of people who need this type of therapy that we're here to help as many people as we possibly can. So keep the donations coming in, because I see the number. I can't quite see it from here, but we're at 16,725. So we've got 10 grand to go. We've got a few more minutes, and we're going to look at some other equipment. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce our next video. And I had the opportunity to meet Dave. You'll get to know him here in just a second. I love that somebody wrote the note that Dave is everyone's favorite client. And I can say that up front, because I met Dave and he was just absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, Dave couldn't be here tonight because he is hosting a rehearsal dinner for a wedding. So we kind of gave him a pass. So with that, I'd like to introduce the video of my interview with Dave from a couple of days ago. Barry Long here from Pushing Boundaries, and I am super excited to be with Dave Davis. We're going to talk a little bit about his experience with Pushing Boundaries, and I'm just going to cut right to the chase and dive in. Thanks for being here.
It's a pleasure. It's truly my pleasure.
Awesome. So if you don't mind, give me a little bit of the history of why you ended up at Pushing Boundaries, and then how you ended up at Pushing Boundaries. Those kind of how we'll start.
Why I ended up, I was involved in a bicycle accident. I went over my handlebars. And I did a face plant, and I broke my neck. And I was taken to Harborview, and I had they fused 8 of my vertebrae, and I couldn't move I was paralyzed. And it was an amazing ordeal. The reason I ended up here. One of the physicians, I was at a Swedish inpatient recovery, inpatient therapy, and they one of the docs said you should try pushing boundaries. They do amazing things, and so that started me on my effort to actually to become a client here at Pushing Boundaries. It took some time because they were full at the time, but eventually that happened, and it's been an unbelievable, just an experience that I cannot, beyond my wildest dreams, truly.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So when did you first become a client?
It was probably January of 2020.
That was great timing.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
So
right.
I was here for a few months, and then everything shut down.
Right. So when you came in, what were your abilities? Where were you? You said you broke your neck.
Yeah.
So where were you when you got here in terms of your mobility?
Really limited. So I truly was paralyzed. My arms did not work. My right arm in particular, I could move my hands. That's what I could do. Fortunately, my the cord itself wasn't damaged, or it was bruised, but it wasn't severed. And but the foramen were impacted. They were basically a number of them on either side, and they shut down my nerves, and so my nerves had to regrow.
Right.
But so during that period, I couldn't move. Slowly, I was able to regain some function. By the time when I got here, it was still really limited. I couldn't lift my arm up.
Right.
Like I had to lift my arm to put it anywhere. This arm worked better, but not significantly so.
So when you got here, did you have specific goals in mind, or did you just kind of come in blank slate?
Yeah, I came in blank slate, hoping that I could regain some function.
So what kinds of things immediately did the team do to get you moving in that direction?
They had me started right away, starting on mobility, just working on little things that I just like. You got to be kidding me! I can't do this.
Give me an example. You can't do what?
Putting my arms up on the wall. So I'd stand up and I'd put my arms, and I'd have to kind of shove them up there because they wouldn't go. I'd get help doing it, and then I'd have to go like put them out and put them in, put them out. I couldn't do it. It hurt so much. It would exhaust me, and then my arms would plop down. They have this, the game Twister.
Yeah.
They would have they put the Twister board, the big sheet, on the wall, and then I'd have to put my hand on like the different dots. Yellow, right arm, right hand, blue dot. Left hand, red dot. So it moving all around, just getting things working.
Right.
And again, I couldn't do it, or I'd be so fatigued. It would just, that would last, 20 seconds. That's how they started.
So of all the things that you couldn't do at the time, how do you feel that doing those activities here progressed you to where you are today?
So the neurologist says what the important thing to do with nerve damage that I experienced was repetitive function, repetitive motion. Just do it over. And so that's exactly what I was doing here. Just using muscle groups that, and in ways that seem like a no-brainer for folks that haven't experienced a nerve issue, and are just. But when you lose something, do you realize how much it's you value it, or how much it's not second. It's something that is a difficult thing to do. I don't know what they call those balls, but I'd be standing on a ball and holding on and trying to. This has to do because balance was also affecting my balance.
Right.
And so, I would be tested. I'd be holding onto a rope, and I'd be forward and going over here, and just stuff like that. Any combination of motion and in the process, coordination and strength. They had me work on, and it all just it all just came together over time.
Mm-hmm.
It took time. But the fact that I can, raise my arms up,
That's fantastic.
it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I can reach for I can drive. I can
Right.
reach for the buttons on my, on my dashboard. I couldn't do any of that. It's just, it's unbelievable. And, I can work.
Right.
None of that, without pushing boundaries, I could not imagine being where I am today without it. And what this has made clear to me, and actually being here at Pushing Boundaries, is seeing all the clients they have, and from different things, strokes, spinal cord injuries like ours,
Right.
even being born with, spinal issues. They're all here. They're all working at it, and it's just a group of people so it's taught me a lot of empathy.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And that being thankful for the the people who are committed. This group of just the entire Pushing Boundaries family, from the counselors here. What do we call
Therapists.
Therapists, from the therapists, so certainly to the back office folks and the board and the founders. I mean, who came up with this concept? One of these things I was talking about. So my background is, I'm an attorney, but I'm a business lawyer, and I mostly spend time just doing business.
Mm-hmm.
I work with private equity investors, and we're always thinking about what would be a good investment and what would be a good, where there's opportunity.
Right.
Something like this, there's a need that we're so fortunate to have this in Seattle. That is the same thing. We're so fortunate to have Pushing Boundaries, but all these other markets that just don't have this, how that people could benefit from it. And so we're so lucky. And I was saying, well, why can't you open one of these in Spokane or Billings or Portland? And of course, it's resources.
That's right.
It's resources.
Well, which is why we're here.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you could pick one thing of all of your experiences of being here that would push somebody to want to donate, what would it be? You could think of all the experiences that you've had being here.
Well, I can tell you that it rehabilitates, or it enables somebody, an individual that wasn't functional, whose life was limited, to regaining function and capacity. This improves lives. Pushing Boundaries improves lives, one individual at a time. But over time, that is a multiplier.
Which is pretty awesome.
It's awesome. It's an evolving thing. So I could say, okay, a snapshot, 2 months ago, I could not do what I'm doing today. I could not, today, I was doing bench presses. There was no way I could, I could do anything. There's no way I could have hoped to do that, 8 months ago. That's the kind of, progress comes by increments with nerve damage. It's repetition, and it's consistency, and it's encouragement, guidance.
Yeah.
Everything the team here is able to do. It restores, a life that was limited before.
Yeah, quality of life.
Quality of life,
Yeah.
100%.
Fantastic. I understand your experience because I've been fortunate enough to be able to come in these walls for years and watch all the people that have come through and like I have goosebumps.
Yeah.
So I can't thank you enough for being here and sharing your story with us so we can share it with everybody else, because as an organization that relies on donations, people pay to be here, but we absorb a lot of the cost, so they don't have to pay everything.
Yeah.
And that's one of the beauties of our organization, is that we have people like yourself who got to go through it and experience it, and then get on the other side and look back and say, without this, I wouldn't be where I am today.
100%. I thank you, and I was honored to be asked to come in and have a conversation. This place is it's a gem. It is, and it's life affirming. It's really made me a better, honestly, a better, more understanding person with greater capacity for empathy.
Awesome.
And so it's I'm really pleased to do whatever I can for the group here.
Well, thank you so much for sharing. It was fantastic to talk with you. You bet.
Thanks.
Hey everybody, that was awesome. He was so much fun to hang out with. I can't wait until we can actually go hang out outside of Pushing Boundaries. One thing, having Steve getting off of the local mat, I wanted to give a little bit of an explanation where Pushing Boundaries sits in the whole big picture of healthcare. Is we're not really in health, and we're not in healthcare. We're actually we live between exercise therapy and rehab, and because of that, we don't have the benefits of a hospital buying equipment in bulk and getting discounts. We actually pay full price. So the local mat that Steve was on, and that was over $300,000. So as we were actually wandering over here from the local mat to where I'm sitting now in the front office, I was just looking around at the equipment that I've used and equipment that's just sitting here. And I'm going to list just a little bit of the equipment that we've got. And anybody can correct me if I mispronounce any of these, because some of them are awesome. So the local mat in itself, which by the way, we're the only local mat. The next closest one is in Spokane. And the local mat in Spokane is actually part of a healthcare system. So only people that are in that healthcare system get to use it. Whereas here at Pushing Boundaries, anybody who comes into the doors has access. Once they've been approved from their medical condition, they can get on the local mat. So, we've got this really neat opportunity to allow people to use equipment they wouldn't be able to get anywhere else. So some of the other equipment we've got, it's the Amadeo, is that right? Okay, the Amadeo, which is basically the local mat for somebody who's got hand issues that they can use their hands to do rehab. There's the RTI bikes, which actually I've been on, where electrical stimulation in your legs to help you ride a bike. We've got weights and different just normal gym things that are around the facility. The Bioness L300, which is an electrical stimulation machine. Then we've got the Galileo that Terry was playing on before. And one other expense that we really haven't had to deal with in the past is PPE, and just making sure that everybody's covered with the safety mechanisms that we now have in place to keep the doors open. And there's a cost to that. And it's actually a relatively large cost. And just things like laundry. And I know Terry and MLT have done way, way more laundry than they used to do because of everything that we have to do now. So anyhow, I just wanted to give you a little bit of insight on some of the things that we have around the building. So now I'm pleased to introduce our new board chair. Leanne, I'd like you to come on over and join me if you wouldn't mind, and going to ask you a couple of questions.
Yeah,
so,
sure.
From the past president to the new president, thank you for being part of the organization and for, joining us in this mission. How did you get here? Tell me a little bit about what it is that brought you here.
Sure. No, happy to do that. And thank you so much, everyone, for your contributions so far this evening. This is great fun, and we're just thrilled to be able to continue to assist and support folks that in need within the community. How I got introduced to Pushing Boundaries was through a good friend of mine Terry Nail, who was the executive director. And I remember when she was interviewing for a position here and talking about Pushing Boundaries, and I'm like, pushing who? I'd never heard of them. And I just was really stunned, and I'm kind of sobered by the fact that the immense impact that the exercise therapists have with the clients, and how much it enriches and changes their life, and it improves just quality of life across the board for the actual patient and the family as well. So as I started talking more with Terry about the mission of what we're doing here at Pushing Boundaries, I became very interested in it and decided at one point she was asking me if I would consider being on the board. And I said, sure, of course. And because I would love to help be a messenger within the Northwest and, continue to expand our presence here. So that's how I got involved. It's a little bit of a winding road, but
no, it's great. And actually, you came in at a random time, because this is actually the second time that we've really met in person.
Know,
but yeah,
right?
we've had lots of meetings, because the last year we didn't just have the random, I say random, the board meetings that were quarterly, we were having board meetings every week to figure out how to open and when to close and how to do it safely and when, what protocols are we going to put in place. So we did a lot of Zooming together for a long time before we actually met.
This has been great fun to actually meet in person and
right. Yeah, it's great. Well, thank you again so much for being part of it. So really quick, I'm going to give the next door prize away. And these are 2 different sets of Mariners tickets. Are yours better than mine? Can you see who?
Yeah, that's John M. Yay, John.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
And the second set is?
We should say that John's tickets are for August 10th.
Right.
And the next set of tickets go to Jennifer M. Yay, Jennifer. And that match is on September the 15th.
Yep, absolutely.
Yay, good job.
And then those of you who win
so
awards or win door prizes tonight, we'll reach out to you and figure out how to get them to you.
Yeah.
And then our next 2 door prizes are great. They are a couple of cases of wine, one from Mary Hill and one from Mark Ryan. And we'll see. They're in my trunk, so we'll see whether they actually make it out of my trunk.
We'll make sure.
Yeah.
Can I give you a total update?
Yeah, total update. Let's go.
$23,060.
Thank you.
Okay, that's $23,060. We are so close to our goal. But this is really a good time to just say, if you'd like to add a 0, we'll do that because a new building, we'd like a pool.
Oh, no.
There's all sorts of things that looking for the future. So don't ever be afraid. There's no number that's too big or no number that's too small as well. So with that, I want to do a quick introduction to our next video. I've been fortunate enough to know the founders, since they began this little adventure of pushing boundaries. And I'll tell a quick story on the side, even though I don't think I'm supposed to. When the way that it all started was, I think Sharon's going to talk about it here in a minute, but her husband Allan had lots of equipment because of his experience being paralyzed and going through exercise therapy. And then he started buying equipment, and Sharon basically got to the point where she said, you need to get this stuff out of my house. And I just wanted to tell you the true story of what really happened. And that is what became Pushing Boundaries, that they realized that they had all this equipment that they wanted everybody else to be able to use as well. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Michael, and he's going to share the next video for us, which is the Allan Northrup Award. And I'm super excited to watch this one. So Michael.
Hi, everybody. My name is Michael Latour, and I am the Associate Director from Pushing Boundaries, and I'm coming to you from behind the scenes. It is my pleasure to get to talk to you a little bit about the Allan Northrup Award and Allan Northrup. So I'm going to share my screen. Hold on one second here. There we go. Everybody, this is Allan. Back in 2001, Allan and Sharon were in a motor vehicle collision that left Allan paralyzed. After his initial hospitalization here in the Puget Sound, they ended up selling their home and moving to Southern California, where they had found an exercise therapy center that focused on increasing strength and function for spinal cord injury patients. They were really, really happy with the victories that Allan had down there, but they also missed home. So in 2004, they came back to the Puget Sound. Now, at this point, we enter into kind of Pushing Boundaries lore, if you will. And so the story goes that Allan really wanted to continue with his exercise therapy and started acquiring equipment. And eventually that equipment took over the living room to the point where Sharon said, "Darling, I love you. I want my living room back." So Allan found a place where he could put his equipment, use it every day, and then let other people use it when he wasn't. And that's the birth of Pushing Boundaries. I'm not sure about all the details in there, but I kind of love the story, and it just always makes me smile. Allan stayed very active here at Pushing Boundaries, not only as the founder, but as a board member and as a very regular client until his passing in 2011. Sharon is currently still serving on our board of directors and is a regular presence here at the facility. She is known as kind of the mother figure who wanders in with taco time for the team quite frequently. So she is very beloved as well. In 2019, our team was trying to figure out a way that we could honor both Allan's legacy as well as the contributions of community members who help keep pushing boundaries going. And that was when we came up with the Allan Northrup Award in 2019. 2 years later, here we are, and we finally get to present it. Thanks, COVID. But we get to present it to the person that we intended to present it to first, which is also very exciting. Now, it seems oddly fitting for a virtual event that at the last minute, due to unforeseen circumstances, our recipient, Lisa Kittlesby, could not be with us live this evening. So she joined Sharon earlier this week, and I'm going to turn it over to a pre-recorded call between the two of them, where Sharon gets to talk to Lisa and present her with the Allan Northrup Award.
I am so excited that the first Allan Northrup Award is going to Lisa Kittlesby. Lisa is a former client, a financial contributor, and a vocal cheerleader of Pushing Boundaries. Not only was 2020 a challenging year, but 2019 was a year of incredible change here at Pushing Boundaries. Lisa's kindness and investment in our community helped in more ways than she knows. And with that, Lisa, it is my honor and my privilege to present this award to you. We are so grateful for you to be part of the Pushing Boundary family.
Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for the Pushing Boundaries family. I'm going to tell a little bit about my story. 5 years ago, after having a tumor removed that was filling my spinal cord at T11, T12, I found myself paralyzed and in the hospital. After spending about a month at Harborview in inpatient rehab, I was deemed safe to go home with my crutches and my leg braces. I wasn't very mobile, so I was looking for somewhere to continue daily rehab. I was so fortunate to run across Pushing Boundaries. My college roommate is a PT, and she was driving me all over trying to find a place where I could get some help and what my options were. When we got to Pushing Boundaries, she whispered to me, "Ask them if they can do your intake today. We'll wait until they can. This is just the place you need to be." And that was so true. With a lot of hard work and tiny little steps, I learned to walk again with muscle memory as I couldn't feel my legs. My neurologist was amazed when I visited him for my year checkup. He insisted that we go for a walk around the floor together after he asked me where my leg braces and crutches were. He didn't think I would ever walk again. Kind of makes me cry, but the PB staff was fantastic and really cares about me as a person. I can't thank them enough. Pushing Boundaries does good things for so many people at such a great place. So I'm happy to support Pushing Boundaries. It's awesome.
Thank you, Lisa. We're very honored to have you with us, and we appreciate you so much. And we will be getting this award to you, and hopefully we'll have the opportunity to see you in person. And we look forward to seeing you again, and you're just a remarkable lady. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's such an honor.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. One of the things that I want to just highlight is that we were talking off camera about, you know, how serious things are, and there's never serious around. Well, no, let me rephrase. There is serious around here. There's serious business of recovery, but yet there's so much laughter in the walls of this building that over the years I have so much enjoyed coming in and talking with our clients and talking with their families. And one thing I'll say about Sharon is that was her favorite thing to do. Maybe not was, is come in and just share her experience with the families of those who are dealing with spinal cord injury or anything around those walls that are around that topic, which has just been fantastic. That you don't come in here where there's not some kind of laughing going on. And whether it's, you know, one of our therapists pushing somebody a little bit beyond where they wanted to go, but that's getting them where they need to go. And there's usually laughter around that too. So I just wanted to share that because it's so much fun being in the walls, and you really haven't been able to experience that yet, but it will warm your heart when you come in here. It's fantastic. So let's throw a number out here. Terry, where are we at?
We're at 24 24/7/60.
24/7/60. We are so close. If you've been thinking about it, even if you've done it before, just a little bit more, that every little bit helps. So we're 26. That's what we're going for here. So what we're going to do now is round 3 of our door prizes. The first one is a case of Mary Hill wine, which is absolutely fantastic. I happen to know that personally. And let's see, it is, you want to do it again?
Richard A.
Richard, you won a case of Mary Hill wine.
Good job.
And last but not least is a case of Mark Ryan wine, which actually is one of my favorites, I will say, to be honest. So I'm gonna say that Melissa C won this, and I hear from the grapevine that Melissa wins all the time. So we're gonna let Melissa win that one. But yeah, it is an awesome case of wine. I just want you to know, and we will get it out of my car. So again, thank you for our sponsors today. Without you, it would be a lot harder for us to do what we do, and you've helped keep our doors open and you've helped us go forward. Dirtfish, one day soon, I'm going to get in one of your cars and drive it with my hand controls. Columbia Bank, you're another fantastic sponsor, and thank you so much for being here and being part of Pushing Boundaries. The Northwest Access Fund, which I have actually been involved with for a long time, and the Brain Injury Alliance. We have people that work back and forth between the two organizations. So, it's fantastic, the network that we have around Pushing Boundaries, and thanks all of you for being part of it. I want to do one more ask. Yeah, Terry, wait.
We're $490 away from reaching our goal.
Okay, we're $490 away from reaching our goal. Okay, I'm going to add $100 to mine. So, so we're $390 away. So come on, let's do it. If your cat wants to donate, I'm cool with that. Anybody who wants to hit the button. I want to thank our staff. Without the therapists that are here, and Terry and MLT or Michael that are in the back, running the show, our therapists are awesome. Those of you that I can see are just fantastic. And, Shelby and Sam and Sumi, Kevin, Kristen, you're all just fantastic for what you do. And thank you for being part of this, because it was not easy during COVID, and there were a lot of fears, and a lot of unknowns, and our staff just killed.
They were amazing.
It's been fantastic. Trying to think if there's anything else that, if we're so close to that goal, I want us to hit that number. It's right down there. I know below you. See where it's at. We're actually going to keep the site up all evening. So, if you lost your credit card for a little while, you just go grab it and you can do it a little bit later. We're cool with that. Thank you for being part of our organization. Anybody in the peanut gallery, am I missing anything before we sign off? If not, thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for supporting what we do. Thank you for being here, everybody who's behind the scenes. We love you. We love you being part of what we did it. We did it. $26,000. That's what I'm talking about. So
thank you so much.
All the love in our hearts for everything that you have done for us. And we can't wait to get you in here. If you know anybody who might need what we have to offer, send them to us, because we want to help as many people as we possibly can. And with your love and support, we're going to be able to do that. Thank you so much. Have a great evening, and we'll talk to you soon.